I finally broken free of him, thanks in no small part to Marlene and Livia, who heard about our plight when Mateo was sick, offered me a job with benefits, and quite simply saved my life and my son's. Thanks to them and a friend who's a lawyer, I filed for divorce and received a protective order that requires Joaquin to stay 500 feet from me. The only exception to the order is when we hand off our son between visits. Sometimes I still can't believe it's come to a need for official protection from the man I once loved. Sofia, Nico's cousin Dominic says, "Someone's asking for you outside." I experience a moment of pure joy at the thought of seeing my little boy, quickly followed by the dread of having to see his father. After washing my hands and asked Dee to keep an eye on the motor for me and go out through the garage to greet my son. Mateo, who is 5, is doing a lot better than he was, but he's still got a long way to go in his recovery from brain surgery to remove a cancerous tumor. Thankfully, Jason got it all, and he recommended a course of radiation that's now completed. But the damage to his fine motor skills, another English term that has become familiar to me, was significant, thus the ongoing physical and occupational therapy. He also has a slight sack on the right side of his face that Jason says may or may not correct itself. We're waiting to see on that. Nico pulls up in his truck as I emerge from the garage into bright South Florida sunshine. Marlene sent him to pick up the keg from a nearby liquor store. He approaches Joaquin's old red sedan, which is parked in the driveway. "I'll take him," Nico says. I stand back and allow Nico to intervene on my behalf, not willing to admit what a relief it is to have him deal with Joaquin so I don't have to. "I need to speak to my wife," Joaquin says in Spanish as he tightens his hold on Mateo. "She's not your wife any longer," Nico reminds him, also in Spanish, as he reaches for my son. "Back off, dude." I step forward before they get physical. I wouldn't put it past either of them. "It's okay, Nico. I got this." Glaring at Joaquin, Nico takes a step back but stays nearby, just in case. I take Mateo from Joaquin and hold him close. He smells like cigarette smoke, which enrages me. How can Joaquin smoke around him, or allow anyone else to, after what he's been through? "What do you need?" "I want you to come home for Christmas," he says in Spanish. "Where you belong." "I'm sorry, that's not possible," I reply in English. His skull turns a face I once found handsome, ugly. "You're so fancy now, you can't even speak your own language?" "I'll see you on the 30th. I turn away from him to carry Mateo inside. He's looking forward to swimming in Marlene's pool before the party begins later this afternoon. "Don't take another step," Nico says to Joaquin. I keep walking as if I didn't hear that. I trust Nico to make sure Joaquin doesn't follow us inside. But the minute I'm safely in the house, I rush to the front window to look out to make sure the situation isn't escalating. Mateo snuggles into my embrace, seeming relieved, as he always is, to be back with me. The two men are exchanging words, but that's all it is. After Joaquin makes an obscene gesture at him, Nico walks away, his fists rolled tightly by his sides. My heart races at the sight of him, angry on my behalf. Why does that mean so much to me? Maybe it's because for years no one was ever angry on my behalf, while Joaquin was bullying me into doing everything his way.